Guys, they said Ebony was in disbelief, allegedly, when the king slammed her big time. When I hear that Ebony was saying that, oh, she will enter the thick forest and remove her pot, and the king will be affected, this, that. What I said is that she just want to say that to see if that will move the king to come and start begging her. Because the implication of going into that forest is not a small one, based on what we were told, but based on what we heard regarding how fearful that place is. Remember that no one agrees to enter that forest except Ebony. And before she entered, there are a lot of things that was done, including rituals and sacrifices and all of that before she was able to enter there. So she cannot just wake up and enter there just to go and remove the pot. The gods might be angry with her and they will do something to her, knowing fully well that she doesn't come with a pure heart, with a clean heart and all of that. So information have it that when she told the king, oh, I will go do this, do that, they said the king told her that you can enter there and remove it. I don't give a damn. And the part that hurt Ebony that much is when they said the king sent his private jet to go and pick Adetutu. Remember that Adetutu have been doing most of the rituals that Ebony was doing in the palace before now. So the reason Ebony is like this is because they said when Adetutu went to UK, because they said she rushed to UK to do one or two things. The lady was brought up that side. So she went there to do one or two things. There was a particular ritual they needed to do in the palace in preparation for the offerende. Instead of the palace to tell Ebony to help or do that, they said the king have to go and pay for a small virgin girl to come and do what Ebony can do very well, or even better than the girl. The small girl was the one that entered the palace and did it, and Ebony was shattered. And maybe these are one of the things that triggered her, saying that, oh, there is no how she would do such a thing for the king, for peace to return in the palace and everything. But the question is, with Ebony's activities, with all these things that we are hearing that Ebony is doing in the palace, is peace really in the palace? Or is the palace really peaceful? That's the question. Because they are saying Ebony did this, Ebony did that, and she restored peace, she restored stability and all of that. But yet we keep hearing what she have committed and what she have done in the palace. So after that little girl did what Ebony is supposed to do, they said Ebony's anger increased. As if that is not enough, the king removed his name from Ebony's business list. But the question is, so if you're not married to the king, you wouldn't have started that business, or you will not be able to build it to grow, to growth. But they said the moment the king removed his name from that list, before you know it, people started withdrawing their own interest from the business. Maybe those people entered that business because of the fact that the king is a very big name, and they thought it is going to be an opportunity for them to get closer to the king and benefit one or two from him. So upon hearing that he withdrew, they believe that he might have his reasons for withdrawing his name from that business, and they said it affected Ebony. So now that Ebony is like this, threatening to go to the forest and remove the pot that will cause problem in the palace, and expecting the king to start begging her, trying to make her happy and all of that, and the king did not do any of that. Instead, the king sent a message across to Adetutu. He did not only send message, they said he also sent his private jet to go and pick Adetutu, so that Adetutu will come close and know how to go about it. Because everybody knew that if Adetutu is around, there are some of the things that she cannot use to do shakara, you know. So when the king sent a private jet to go and pick Adetutu, they said Ebony was shattered. Ebony was crying, saying that the marginalization is too much, that she was expecting the king to negotiate with her so that she will not go into the forest. Did the king think that it is going to be easy for her to go inside that forest and do all of that? Okay, look at the private jets that the king have refused her and her son from entering. the same private jet is what the king have sent to go and pick Adetutu to come and perform the ritual or come and replace Ebony. Because the fact remains that if Ebony succeed in going into that forest to remove that pot, Adetutu will have to find a way out of it. Even though a lot of people are saying that because of the fact that Adetutu was not brought up in Ile-Ife, that she might be afraid of entering that forest to do those things. But the thing is that when Adetutu find out that Ebony is trying to threaten the peace of the palace or the peace of the kingdom over that, she might be forced to do it. After all, I believe that if the gods are with her, she can still do it and nothing will happen. So Ebony was complaining. They said she was lamenting bitterly that the king can send his private jet to go and pick Adetutu that is not even officially married to the king. But but the king will not allow her that is married to the king to make any move or fly to anywhere with that same private jet. That ever since the king bought that private jet, it is only the jewel and Lizzie that he has allowed to make use of that private jet. Even there was a time they said the jewel wanted to go to UK, and Ebony was about going back too, and the king did not allow Ebony and the jewel to enter the same private jet, because we all know that if things are in order, if there is that peace, if Ebony did not do to what she did to the jewel, and they live in peace there, they can travel together in one private jet and all of that. But due to the fact that the king have seen the kind of person that Ebony is not someone that he can trust with the jewel. Even though we all know that there is nothing Ebony can do to the jewel. Maybe she will try, but the god of jewel is greater than that of Ebony. So maybe that's why the king said, no, you are not going to travel with them. I am ready to pay for first class for you, or business, or yes, so that you go. But at the end of the day, Ebony did not still use that private jet. So upon hearing that the king have sent the same private jet to go and pick Adetutu, they said she was shattered. She was lamenting bitterly. And I say, Ebony, you never see something. As long as you are fighting somebody that is not fighting you, which is the jewel, now so you go to lose value every day in that palace, because that is what it is. Yes, there was a time it was looking like she's everything, but I don't think it's anymore. That is if everything we're hearing is the truth, though, because one thing I will never forget to tell you is that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless we verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye. Love you.